And these numbers indicate the number of messages that have come in. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right, Stu.
Well, there's only one message I really want to receive, and that's Eliza's voice telling us she's all right.
Yeah, I hope she calls, too. You better get that thing home and hooked up to your phone, okay? I mean, in case she does.
Oh, well, if she doesn't reach me in the restaurant, she'll call me in my quarters. I just don't want to take any chances. Anyway, thanks for lending me this answering machine.
Oh, let's do. So why don't you just hang on to it? I'm not going to need it.
Fine, thanks. Oh, is Joe still in the other room checking hospitals? Well, I won't interrupt her just to say goodbye. Hey, look, she's called an awful lot of places, and so far there's no one who fits Liza's description, and we should feel good about that, huh?
Trying to, Stu. Look, Joe has a long list ahead of her.
Guys, for what it's worth, I don't think we're going to find Liza in some hospital somewhere. A hotel, maybe. Someplace she could have checked in, you know, to rest, try to forget everything that's happened to her.
I sure hope you're right, Dane.
You know, she could have jetted off to Palm Springs. Maybe she's kicking her feet back, soaking up a little sun, getting a little R&R. Travis, wherever she is, I'm sure she's safe. She's confused, maybe, but safe.
Oh, she's confused, all right. She's got to be. I just wish I could talk to her. She should know that we all love her, no matter what trouble she's in. Anyway, thanks again for the answering machine. I'll be in touch.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later, Stu.
What was that about?
What?
What Stu said just now about Liza being in trouble? He wasn't talking about physical injury, was he?
Look, Dane, I think I better go check on Joe. Maybe I can relieve her for a while.
Hey, now, wait a minute. When Stu mentioned trouble, he was talking trouble with a capital T. Like the kind of trouble somebody's in when there's been a murder. Like Rusty's murder. Travis, speak to me. Is that why you think Liza's disappeared? Because she might be involved in this murder?
This is Search for Tomorrow.
Preston, where you going with my jacket? Preston, that jacket is so clean we could eat off it.
Yeah, I think you did eat off it. Where'd you wear it last night? A cotton patch? It looks terrible.
I don't think Lieutenant Bowman is going to be counting the pieces of lint on my jacket. Now, will you give it here? Give me that. Thank you.
Bowman, that's your supervisor's name?
Yeah, well, he thinks it's Lieutenant Columbo, but yeah, it's Bowman. This guy's some kind of hard case, let me tell you. Nobody is supposed to open their mouth around him. And heaven forbid a rookie opens his mouth around him.
Do I take it that a certain rookie acquaintance of mine opened his mouth? Huh?
All I said was that I knew Mr. Centel, Travis, you know, and that he didn't strike me as being the type of guy to commit murder. I mean, I drove his car for 2 months when I worked down at TI. I know him a heck of a lot better than Bowman does.
And Bowman got mad at you for just saying that?
Look, it all comes down to this. If Bowman's got a hunch that Travis offed his old man, I'm not allowed to have a hunch that he didn't. Next few weeks with this guy's going to be a real piece of cake, boy. Let's cope. At least he'll be going through it with me.
Hey, Brian, how you doing? Nice suit. Nice tie, too. Hi, Kristen.
Hi.
Don't get too close to her with that brush. She's dangerous.
All right. I'll put down the weapon. Can I get you a cup of coffee?
Yeah,
Got
thanks.
time?
Sure. I've been biding my time all morning. I was all set to report in at 9 o'clock sharp, and then Bowman calls and says we don't have to be until 11.
Yeah, well, I figure that guy needs his rest, right? He had such a tough night last night.
Brian, let me give you some advice.
So what else is new?
No, man, I'm serious. I mean it. I don't think you ought to be carrying around such a big chip on your shoulder when it comes to Bowman. He can make it real tense for you, my man.
You want some sweet rolls?
No.
Some big pretzel.
No, thanks. This is great. Brian, you got off on the wrong foot with this guy. But I think I got a way you can win back some points.
Yeah, with Bowman? How?
I remembered something after I got home last night, and I think that if you told it to Bowman, you might be able to help him beef up his list of suspects.
What are you saying, Colt? That you know who killed Centel?
No. All I'm saying is I was remembering back to one of those days you and I ate lunch on that riverboat. We came in kind of handy breaking up a fight, remember?
Oh, with Mr. Turner, you mean? Martin Turner?
Right. That was the guy's name. He kept on making a whole bunch of threats to Santel, as I recall, and there was blood in his eye.
Oh, yeah, but hey, Colt, I mean, Mr. Turner, he's a nice guy. He wouldn't kill somebody.
I don't believe you, man.
What?
You know, Kristen, I'm thinking maybe you might want to go in the other room, because if I can't talk some sense into your husband, I'm going to have to beat it in.
Come on, Travis, be straight with me. Do you think Liza's involved in Rusty's murder?
What I think is that the less you know, the better, Dane, for you.
Come on, don't do this to me, man. I've known you too long. I love you guys. The both of you. I think I've proved that more than once.
Yes, of course you have.
All right, then don't insult me by trying to keep me out of this. You know me. I'm going to find out anyway, but I'd rather hear it from you.
Jo was on her way to my father's house the night he was killed.
Yeah?
She said that after she got there, she heard a sound from the inside.
What kind of sound?
She couldn't put her finger on it at the time, but after she found out what happened, she realized that the sound she heard must have been a gunshot.
Okay, what does this have to do with Liza?
After hearing the shot, immediately after Eliza came out of the house, she ran to her car. Jo called out to her. She didn't seem to hear. She got in the car and drove away as fast as she could.
Mm-hmm. Is this all Jo saw?
Yes.
Come on. That's not enough to indict anybody, and you know it. I mean, say Liza got to the house herself at the same time, all right? If you were walking inside a house, you heard a gunshot go off inside, you'd turn and run too, wouldn't you?
Maybe, but why not come home? Why keep running?
I don't know. But that still isn't enough proof.
Then there's this.
Liza.
When I found my father's body, I found that very nearby.
And you kept it to yourself.
I know it's called withholding evidence, but what else could I do, Dane? The chain was broken. Obviously, there'd been a struggle. I couldn't let the police think that...
What you're thinking, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure of anything right now, Dane, but I do know that she's in trouble. And I'm going to do everything I can to protect her.
Come on, Brian, of course that's what you're doing. What would you call it?
Look, all I'm trying to say is we shouldn't make trouble for someone just because a guy loses his cool at the guy and then somebody ends up dead. I mean, why does everybody who ever got mad at Rusty Santel suddenly have to become a suspect?
Because that's the way murder investigations are run, pal. You've got to exhaust every possibility when you're trying to determine the motive. That means a lot of innocent people have to answer a lot of questions, yeah.
Yeah, well, sometimes those questions make people look pretty bad, too. I don't think Mr. Turner's going to be too thrilled about being dragged down to the station house and answering all these questions and everybody talking about it. And then if he didn't murder Rusty, everybody wasted their time.
But that's not for you to say. I mean, you don't make the laws, you just enforce them. And part of enforcing the law is doing things by the book. Sure, it takes a lot of time. But at least when it's over, you know you tried every possible angle.
Look, I just think in this case...
Look, if this Turner guy is innocent, he's not going to mind answering a few questions. And he certainly isn't going to be spared the inconvenience just because he's on your list of friends.
He's not a friend. I just know...
Look, Brian, all I'm saying is... Look at it this way. You and me, we weren't the only people in the restaurant that day. There were other witnesses to the fight between Turner and Santel.
Yeah, so?
So it'll come out sooner or later. And guess who's not going to look good for not reporting it?
I don't know, maybe... Sometimes I just think I'm not cut out for this kind of work, you know?
You agree with him?
I don't know.
I'm beginning to. You know, for a while there, I thought it was me. I figured, hey, come on, Colt. You're not giving this guy the benefit of the doubt. There's a cop in there somewhere. He just hasn't put it all together yet. Yeah, but now I see I was right the first time.
How do you mean?
The first time I saw you, I figured this guy doesn't have it in him to keep his personal life separate from his job. But I figured with a little training, well, maybe you might grow up. Too bad you didn't.
Hey, wait a minute, pal.
Look, Emerson, look. If you're not going to make it as a detective, why don't you just face up to it right now? There's no sense in all of us wasting our time now, is there? That's the way I see it. So long, pal. It's been real.
All right. I'll tell Bowman about the fight, and I'll keep my opinions to Turner to myself, okay? We better go. I'll call you, Kristen.
Talk about cutting it close. I thought he was actually going to let me walk out of here.
I just don't understand. Now, even if Rusty said he was going to find your little girl, you didn't know
He
that...
found her, he did. Or he hired someone who found her. They found Danielle.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. He was so excited when he told me. He said he was going to meet with a man named Phillips today. That was the man who tracked her down. And then he was going to call me or come over here and tell me where she is. Oh, Stu. You know, it would have been the answer to a million prayers. To know where she's living, what kind of school she goes to. Maybe even see a picture of her, huh? I'm never going to find her now.
Jenny, I'm very sorry. I know how let down you must be.
I feel like I don't have the right. I shouldn't feel bad about my problems. I mean, the man is dead. Somebody killed Rusty. I should feel bad about that. But all I can think of is Danielle.
But, Jenny, that's only natural. I mean, you were never very close to Rusty. None of us really knew the guy.
Yeah, but, he wanted to be close to me. He tried. There was something about him. I didn't want him around me. It's a terrible thing to say about someone who once saved your life, now, isn't it?
No, it's not terrible. He was a very strange man.
Yeah, I never could figure out why he was always doing things for me. He told me once that I reminded him of someone he really cared about. Oh, when he told me that he found Danielle, I didn't stop to ask any questions. All I could do was feel so thankful. And now this happened. You know, I feel like somebody gave me a beautiful gift. And before I had a chance to open it, they took it away.
Yeah. Jenny, listen, I don't suppose you know how to reach this Phillips guy on your own, do you?
No, I don't.
No, well, listen. Now, look at it this way. If one detective was able to find your little girl, why couldn't another detective do the same thing?
Sue, I already tried that. He got nowhere. I guess this Phillips guy was real good. He must have been the best. Maybe Rusty had a whole team of them or something. I don't know. Yeah, but if I only knew where he was gonna meet this man, it would... morning, Martin.
Jenny.
Hi. Martin, hi.
You look tired. I guess you didn't sleep too well in your office.
Hmm?
It was late when I closed last night. I saw the light on in your office, and I thought you planned on spending the night.
No, well, I didn't plan it, but it sort of turned out that way. A few too many brandies, I suppose. Listen, Stu, can I steal some of that coffee?
Yeah, sure, help yourself. Listen, I can make a whole breakfast for you if you like.
No, thanks. I don't think I want to go quite that far.
You, spent the whole night in your office?
Yeah, sort of a self-imposed exile. Sometimes a man's just not fit company.
Oh. I, don't suppose you heard about Rusty Santel, then?
He was murdered last night.
Yeah, I know.
I don't quite understand. You just woke up and you spent the whole night in your office?
Well, it's the radio. It's on the news. I always turn the radio on first thing when I get up.
Sure.
Must have been quite a shock hearing that first thing in the morning.
Yeah, well, it's a shame thing like that has to happen. Oh, by the way, did Travis ever track Eliza down?
No, we're still waiting for her to come home.
Well, I hope she doesn't take her time. I'm sure Travis is probably frantic by now.
We all are, Martin.
Well, listen, I'll be down in my office if you get any news.
Yeah, right.
Thank you for the coffee, Stu.
Yeah, so long.
Back in its hiding place.
Was that supposed to mean, Dane, that I should turn it over to the police and then stand there and watch them zero in on my wife as a prime suspect?
I don't know what the police are going to do, but it seems to me you are building a pretty good case against her already.
Ah, come on, Dane, that's not fair. I'm just trying to be realistic. Nothing that has happened in the last few days has helped Liza very much, and certainly being gone this long after leaving the scene of a crime hasn't helped either.
No, but it's no guarantee of a life's conviction either.
Look, I'm not saying that she's guilty.
You're not.
No, of course not. I know she's not capable of murder.
I should hope so.
But I do know that there are a lot of circumstances here that put her in a very unfavorable position.
All right, you just hit it. That's the key word, circumstances. Circumstantial evidence, that's all we're talking about.
And people get convicted on circumstantial evidence. It's happened 1,000 times, and you know it. And I won't let it happen, Eliza. I just can't.
All right. Now, look. Let's calm down here. Let's try to put our heads together. And let's think of a place she might be, okay? Now, at the agency, the first thing we do in the case of a missing person would be to draw up a list of their old haunts. Let's you and I start doing that right now.
Dane, my people have gone to every place she knows in this town over and over again.
It doesn't have to be in town, Trap. You see, when a person's scared, when they're running, often they leave town. They go someplace where they feel safe, secure. Now, what I said about Palm Springs before, I was just joking. I don't think Liza would go there, a place she never laid eyes on before. See, people don't do that when they're scared.
I got it, Joe.
Yeah. No, it's not. This is Dane Taylor. Who wants to know? Yeah, he's here. Hold on. Police.
Yeah. Yes, of course. I'll cooperate. But I would like a little time so that my security people can clear away the reporters outside. Is that all right with you? Yes, fine. I'll be there. They want me to come down for questioning in about an hour.
Safe house. What? That's where she is. A safe house. Someplace she feels safe and secure, possibly even a place she's lived in before.
Like where?
Like my apartment in New York. That is my educated guess. I mean, she stayed there a lot recently. She might even still be keeping some things there. It's a long ways off, but in a lot of ways, it's like a second home to her.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's a long shot, but I think it's worth a try. Look, I don't think we should try to call her there personally. All right? I mean, whatever state of mind she's in, she might get scared. She might run. Let me call the doorman in my building. Maybe he's seen her, huh? Hey, who is this? Yeah, Eddie, how you doing? It's Dane Taylor. 9D, you got it. Fine, yeah, how about yourself? Good. Let me, yeah, that's great. Hey, look, let me tell you why I'm calling, okay? There's been a woman staying in my apartment recently, off and on. Her name is Eliza Centel. Have you seen her the last 2 days? What? Oh. No, that's okay. You don't buzz the apartment, all right? Yeah, I got a little surprise I want to give her, and it would spoil the surprise, you know what I'm saying? So if you see her, don't tell her anything about this call. Yeah, thanks, Eddie. Thanks anyway. Bye.
He hasn't seen her.
No. He's been out sick with the flu the last 2 days. Well, just started his shift. He hasn't seen much of anybody. That settles it. I'm going there myself.
Wait a minute. You're going all the way to New York? You don't even know that she's actually there.
My best shot, Trav. I got no other way of convincing her to come home unless I do it in person, if she's there.
Maybe I should go.
I don't think the police would look very kindly on your leaving town for a couple of days.
You're right. Look, I appreciate it. Thank you. It's okay.
Let's just hope she's there.